Hey guys, it's Lauren. So I thought I would start off by talking a little bit about what I want to talk about with this channel and what my intentions are. So I've been on YouTube before. I was doing videos for a while, about a year ago, but didn't do very many. It didn't last very long. I was talking about like emotional eating, self-care, working through your anxiety, and those are still things that I really want to talk about. Very much so. But I kind of want to expand on them, and I kind of want to just give some background about me and, why I really want to do more on YouTube and I really want to connect with people more this way. So I'll give you just like a little bit of background on me, first of all. I got into health and fitness around the age of 15, so it's been a part of my life for a really long time, but it has changed and evolved a lot since then. So, health for me when I was 15, I was always a child that liked to run a lot. I liked to be pretty fairly active. Running was a big thing for me. And I kind of got into health in the sense that I thought, being healthy was following a meal plan and counting calories and counting food groups and making sure I hit those food groups. And I guess in a way, some people, you could see it that way, but for me, it became an unhealthy obsession. And it really changed the way that I began to see health as I got older and led me to where I am now. So just a quick recap, I started doing strict meal plans, following them myself. I've always been a perfectionist at heart, and so that was my way of kind of having a sense of control, being able to control what I eat and know what I'm eating. And that led me to, lots of restriction, which turned into many years of binge eating throughout high school and college. And then I found veganism, which ended up helping me a lot. I'm actually still vegan. I have been for over 6 years, and I'll talk a lot about that here too. But for the record, I'm not one of those vegans that, alienates people or makes you feel bad for your food choices. Not at all. But that kind of turned into orthorexia, which, if you're not familiar with it, it means that you have an unhealthy obsession with eating clean, eating healthy, which kind of led me back to where I started in a sense. And then I found something called intuitive eating, and it changed my life, and it's led me to where I am now. And along with that, I've dealt with my own emotional struggles. I think I've pretty much always had anxiety. I didn't know what it was until a few years ago. I didn't understand that's what was happening, but I've always dealt with that. I've dealt with a lot of negative mindset, a lot of, self-doubt and putting myself down and talking really badly to myself in my head. And I also grew up a really shy child, painfully shy. People talk about when they were shy, and I'm like, you have no idea. That's not even close to, being terrified to speak up at all when someone talks to you. And I want to talk about that kind of stuff a lot here on this channel too, because that just, it all kind of, connects, and self-care and mind body is so connected. And I think that when we kind of learn that, it really helps us help ourselves a lot too, and be more kind to ourselves and realize that we're all going through something. And that's the kind of stuff that I want to talk about in this channel. Now, the reason that I'm doing this now is because I've gone through a lot of changes in the last few years. So I am self-employed. My main career right now is I'm a freelance writer and editor for, health and wellness companies or business owners, and I love it. It's wonderful. But I always had, I wanted this to kind of pursue my own experience, my own, passion with this type of stuff, and helping other people in that way too, besides just with the, branding and the writing side of things. And so I do have, 2 certifications. Besides, I have a college degree. I have a bachelor's degree in technical communications with a concentration in nutrition. I'll talk more about kind of that background later, but I also have 2 certifications. So I am certified as a holistic health coach through the Institute for Integrated Nutrition, IIN. which I will talk more about as well on this channel, because I have a lot of mixed feelings about this certification and about kind of coaching certifications as they are in general right now. My other certification is as an intuitive eating counselor. Now, I'm not a counselor, someone who's gone through school to be a counselor at all, but that is just the title that they give, because a lot of people who pursue this certification are already, counselors or dietitians or, somebody in the medical field. So that is through the co-authors of the book called Intuitive Eating, which changed my life, and that certification was wonderful. So, after I got to those two certifications, my goal was to become a coach, like a health and wellness coach at first. And then as I was going through my first certification, I kind of shifted my perspective a lot when it came to eating. I thought that I was an emotional eater. I thought that I was a sugar addict. I thought that I had all of these issues. And then I began to realize that I didn't have all these issues as much as I thought. It really came down to a lot of guilt and a lot of negative self-talk. And I still believe that. I still believe that that is a big factor in people who think that they're addicted to foods, or, powerless around foods. So, I got those two certifications. I was going to become a coach, and I kind of began to realize that I was putting too much pressure on myself in that area, and I kind of, at least for now, I want to start more with just sharing my experience, sharing how self-care and, mind-body stuff and making peace with food and, having a balanced perspective when it comes to health is important to me and how it works for me. And I'm hoping that by sharing this, I can help other people and kind of just open up a dialogue, because when I was going through my health coaching certification, I really was turned off by a lot of pseudoscience and a lot of, natural health things or nutrition theories that were not backed by any kind of concrete evidence. And I'm very much a skeptic. I'm a very big skeptic. And with most things, nobody's perfect. I'm sure there's some things that I believe without a lot to back it up, but I try to be skeptical of things and seek like what is actually true and good. And I just ran into a lot of issues with that. And so I want to talk about those things, and I want to approach health in that way. And I'm not somebody who is into the whole woo-woo thing, like the whole like spiritual, like crystals and tarot cards, if that's what they call them now. I'm not really sure. Drawing a card for somebody. I can't really get behind that stuff. I just don't believe in it. But I do believe in the mind-body connection, and I do believe that our thoughts influence our body and vice versa. And I do think that meditation can be wonderful. I do it, but I don't do it in a way. I don't do it like strictly like 10 minutes a day every morning as soon as I get up. It just doesn't work for me. And I have ways I do that, and I like yoga, but I'm not like die hard into yoga. I was at one point, but and I think that you can have a lot of the stuff behind that those spiritual things without actually doing stuff that's irrational, I guess is what I'm talking about. So that's kind of my perspective. That's where I want to come at things. And yeah, so I guess we'll just see how this goes. I'm not sure what my next video will be yet, but I'm going to try to do this, pretty frequently. And I started a new blog. It's going to be modernDayOM.com. It's not set up yet. It may be by the time I upload this, but I'm going to just start talking about things on there and sharing my experience and connecting with you guys. And hopefully we can, talk about some cool stuff together and help you, feel better as we all navigate this crazy world and this life that is not always easy, and yet we're not alone in it. And I think everyone is struggling. Everyone is struggling more than they let on, and social media makes it hard to know that. It makes it hard. It makes us feel like we are alone a lot of the time. And yeah, so I will be talking about that kind of stuff. I'm really excited about it. I am not an expert in the whole video thing, so hopefully this looks okay. I'll work on, getting even better at it, but that is it for now. So if there's any kind of topic that you would like to discuss, or something you're curious about when it comes to, like, self-care or intuitive eating, or, meditation, or mind-body stuff, or just something that you're struggling with mentally and you want to talk about it, I'd be happy to talk about it. I'm not an expert in a lot of things, but that's the thing, I want to share my experience. So yeah, if there's something you want to talk about, leave a comment below and let me know. And if you like this video, if you're interested in hearing some things I want to say, feel free to subscribe and like this video. It would mean so much to me. And until then, I will talk to you soon, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Bye.